Finally, Uche Montana and Chidi Dike star in yet another movie together titled A Place With You, after their previous hit movie titled Better Half. Now, was this movie as good? So the story follows Chidiomimi, a fish seller constantly being mocked for being uneducated. Tired of being ridiculed, she swallows her pride, ignores her age, and returns to school. There she meets Kelechi, a stubborn young man sent to the village by his parents to learn discipline. An unexpected connection blossoms between them, but the notable age gap and a judgmental society watching their every move, their growing feelings face serious tests. So A Place With You is currently showing on Uche Montana TV on YouTube. Movie produced by Uche Montana and Uchenna Mbunabo. Now, I'll have to say this, Uche Montana isn't frequent in dropping movies every week. That's why anytime she drops a movie, it hits differently. She takes her time with producing her movies. Now, the movie having a duration of 1 hour and 55 minutes. The narrative didn't take time to build up. It was well paced. It wasn't too fast. It wasn't too slow. The pacing was alright. And Uche Montana always has a way of doing justice to every role she plays. She's really a versatile actress. And playing the role of a lady from the countryside, she looked the role, from her hair, dress sense, down to the way she spoke. Now, am I the only one that found the way Uche Montana spoke, that's her pidgin accent, to sound like that of someone who is a novice when it comes to speaking pidgin? But it was actually cute. Now, the movie delves into themes of resilience, education, age gap, love, social scrutiny, and more. Now, in terms of education and resilience, this is where the female lead comes in, Chidiomimi. The fact that she was able to juggle both her business and her education was really commendable. And what I loved most about her character was the fact that she was proud of the kind of business she engaged in. She wasn't ashamed at all. And it was the happy look on her face when she finally decided to go back to school. Like, she wasn't ashamed of what she was doing. Now, there wasn't any kissing between the ML and FL, that is the male lead and female lead. But the on-screen connection between Uche Montana and Chidi Dike was great. The love between the two was cute and I found it quite innocent. The movie didn't actually need that kissing to depict the connection between the two. The love between the characters Kelechi and Chidiomimi was a cute one, so I don't really think they actually needed a kissing. But Chidi Dike also gave a stellar performance here. His acting was great as usual, but there was something I found odd about his character. I'll get to that later on. Now, the movie sets its location in a rural area, and honestly speaking, the cinematography was actually praiseworthy. It made the movie have this kind of serene atmosphere that a community usually has. Plus the ambient sounds such as the fowl clucking, the birds chirping, even the goats bleating in the background really helped in depicting a place such as a rural area. Plus the camera angles and the lighting was really good. It gave the movie that sort of cinematic feel. Shout out to Joko Ike for the cinematography, it was praiseworthy. You know, in a rural area where almost everyone knows each other, there's bound to be gossips. Like, everyone literally knows what's happening in each other's lives. They'd try to poke their nose into your own business. Such was the case for the character Kelechi and Chidiomimi. They faced social scrutiny because of their age gap and the fact that the female lead was a widow. Now, when it comes to the age gap, there wasn't much difference. Kelechi was 21 and Chidiomimi was 25. The gap wasn't much, so what was the fuss about? Now, I said earlier on that there was something odd about Kelechi's character. Now, according to the rumors in the movie by some students, Kelechi was sent to the village because he kept on failing. But that wasn't the case. The character Kelechi was smart. He was actually smart. And it was later on revealed in the movie when his aunt said that his parents sent him to the village to learn what a city life couldn't teach him. Discipline and patience, if I'm not wrong. Now, the fact that Kelechi was 21 and still in secondary school was quite odd. In fact, when I saw Chidi Dike, when I saw Kelechi, his first on-screen appearance, I thought he also decided to go back to school just like the character Chidiomimi did, because he was also looking a little bit too old to be in that class. So it was quite odd that he was 21 and still in secondary school, because literally money wasn't the problem. His parents were rich. What do you think about this? So the movie also features some practice such as child marriage and the mindset that women shouldn't be educated. And that was what led the female lead's dad to marry her off at the age of 15. Come on, that's human rights violation. And the fact that child marriage is still being practiced in some countries and states, it's really it really makes me livid, but nevertheless, the movie came with a nice amount of authenticity to it. Take for instance the business aspect, the market and the riverside where the catching and selling of fishes took place. Plus, a school was one major backdrop the movie came with, and the atmosphere was really lively, depicted that of a school. It was nice. The support roles also played their part well, just like Fatima, the character which was played by Chinyere Peters. She wasn't a jealous friend at all, but my favorite character was actually Mama Ejike. She was really a supportive friend. She was my favorite character in the movie. Well, aside the female lead and the male lead. So the narrative of the movie was a good one and performances were stellar. Plus the moral behind the narrative was good, featuring resilience, dedication, self-growth, and most importantly, education has no age limit. Learning isn't defined by age and growth definitely doesn't have a deadline. The narrative of the movie was good and it was directed well. Shout out to Chijioke for directing the movie. So I'll be giving A Place With You a 4.5 out of 5 thumbs up. If you've seen the movie, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below and I'll meet you there. Bye.